We have a full house tonight. We have some business to attend to, so if everyone would just rise for the pledge. Welcome to the Liquor Control Commission hearing for March 6, 2023. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk Brady, roll call, please.
Commissioner Vogel?
Here.
Commissioner Papantos?
Present.
Commissioner Vito?
Here.
Commissioner Lang?
Here.
Commissioner Kruger?
Present.
Commissioner Raffato?
Here.
Chairperson Horker?
Here. You have before you the minutes of the special meeting of February 6, 2023. I need a motion for their approval.
So moved.
Trustee
Second.
Commissioner Papantos, second Commissioner Kruger, was that?
Yes.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Papantos?
Yes.
Commissioner Vito?
Yes.
Commissioner Lang?
Yes.
Commissioner Kruger?
Yes.
Commissioner Raffato?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogel?
Yes.
Chairperson Horker?
Yes. Citizens' concerns and comments?
Not today.
Excellent. We have no questions or comments. That moves us on to the meat of the matter.
New business?
Yes, please.
6A, consideration of a request for a Class N-V liquor license for Avadhesh, Inc., doing business as Sip and Slot, a proposed gaming establishment at 30 West Dundee Road.
Mr. Spondilis, what is this?
Thank you. As the title indicates, this is a request for a Class NV liquor license. I believe the petitioner is here to answer any specific questions. There are 4 conditions that are part of this request, should any commissioner wish to make them. I'll be happy to read those should you have any questions for the petitioner.
Questions or comments from the commission? Commissioner Papantos.
For the
Petitioner, please come up and
Petitioner.
introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Hardik Kumar Patel, and I have applied for the special use permit for the 30 West Dundee Road for Sip and Slots.
right, and this is for the liquor license. How many employees do you plan to have,
I'm planning to have at least 4 employees,
and on shift at any one time?
8 to 2, and of course, whatever the city requires, I like to have it open until whatever the requirements are.
Right. My question just is on the Bassett training, because you have quite an extensive liquor menu, and I want to make sure they know
Yes.
what they're serving.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Papantos. Are there any other questions? If there are no other questions from the commission, I would like a motion to approve.
So moved.
Commissioner Papantos, second.
Second.
Commissioner Kruger, roll call. Mr. Spondilis, please, those approvals will be contingent upon the conditions. Mr. Spondilis.
First, the passage of legislation granting special use approval as applicable. Second, the passage of an ordinance authorizing the creation of a new Class NV liquor license. Third, payment of all applicable fees. And finally, the submittal of Bassett certificates for all applicable employees.
Thank you. Clerk Brady, give us a roll call, please.
Commissioner Vito?
Yes.
Commissioner Lang?
Yes.
Commissioner Kruger?
Yes.
Commissioner Raffato?
No.
Commissioner Vogel?
No.
Commissioner Papantos?
Yes.
Chairperson Horker?
Yes, welcome to town, sir.
Thank you.
All set. Item B, please.
6B, hearing in the matter of Cooper Hawks Wheeling LLC doing business as Cooper Hawks Winery and Restaurant at 583 North Milwaukee Avenue, docket number 23-01.
Mr. Ferrolo.
Thank you, President Horker. We have 3 hearings tonight. We'll take one at a time. Is there a representative from Cooper's Hawk here this evening? Could you step up to the microphone, please? Could you first introduce yourselves, gentlemen, please?
Adam Rowell, General Manager of Cooper's Hawk Winery Restaurant in Wheeling.
Okay.
Jay Lee, Area Director, Cooper's Hawk Winery and Restaurants.
Who will be testifying? Will you both be testifying this evening?
Yes, if that's okay.
Can you swear both witnesses in,
Please
please?
raise your right hands, please. You solemnly swear affirm the testimony about to give this cause in our hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
And can you spell your last name as when you speak, or now?
Adam Rowell, R-O-W-E-L-L.
J. Lee, L-E.
All right, Mr. Rowell, again, please state your position with the company,
General Manager.
and what are your roles and responsibilities?
My role is overseeing the day-to-day operations, in being in compliance with all city and state ordinances, and just generally overseeing the day-to-day operations and answering to my area director and the board of Cooper's Hawk.
Okay, and sir, what are your roles and responsibilities?
My roles and responsibilities include day-to-day operations of overseeing multiple locations.
Okay, and what's your title again?
Area director.
Okay, sir, I'll ask just one of you these questions, if that's okay. Have you reviewed the petition filed by the chief of police that is the subject matter of this case this evening?
I have.
Okay. The petition alleges that on 12/29/22, a server at Cooper's Hawk at 5 o'clock p.m. served a minor with a beer in violation of Section 4.32.165 of the Village Code and Section 5/6-16 of the Illinois Liquor Control Act. How does Cooper's Hawk plead to those allegations?
Guilty.
Okay. Does Cooper's Hawk have a written policy regarding the service of liquor?
Yes, we have several written policies regarding the service of liquor. I brought copies as well that we can submit.
Okay, we'll ask you to do that in the order that we issue after this evening.
Yes, sir.
That's okay. And the other question I have is the server involved in this case, was the server Bassett trained?
Yes, the server was Bassett trained, and upon notification of this incident, we had to recertify in Bassett as well.
Okay. Are all your servers Bassett trained?
They are.
Did Cooper's Hawk make any changes to any of their policies as a result of this incident?
Heightened awareness, recertification of that server, re-education of the managers in this as well.
Okay, good. If the commission has any questions, now would be the time to ask.
Commissioner Papantos?
No, I didn't have it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. I said I didn't know until I heard what you were,
Oh,
sorry.
The server still has their job, right?
Yes, the server still has a job.
I just don't like these sting operations, but,
Yes, there
Okay.
was some retraining and some disciplinary actions, but the server still is employed.
okay, thank you.
I do have one question. When you are notified that this compliance check is going to occur, do you notify your staff of, wake up?
Yes, we do.
I mean, they should be awake at all times, but one would hope that they take this to heart.
Yes.
Thank you.
okay.
All right, seeing no further questions, if you gentlemen would wait, the commission is going to go into executive session after we finish with the next two hearings to deliberate the penalty for the violation. Should take about 20 minutes or so. Thank you.
Clerk Brady, C.
6C, hearing in the matter of Phillip, Carpenter, Post 66, AMVET Building Corporation doing business as AMVETS Post 66, 700 Milwaukee, McHenry Road, docket number 23-02.
Mr.
All right.
Ferrolo?
Yes, is there a representative from AMVETS here this evening? Could you introduce yourself, sir, please?
My name is Ken Nielsen. I'm the commander at Post 66.
And ma'am,
I'm Christine Skrypek, and I'm the bar manager at AMVETS Post 66.
okay, can you swear in both?
Would you raise your right hand,
Individuals.
please? You do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony about to give at this class of hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Sir, again, could you state for the record your position?
The post commander,
And what are your duties as post commander?
just overseeing everything that goes on over there.
Okay. Have you reviewed the petition filed by the chief of police? That's the subject of
Yes,
this
sir, I have.
case? Okay. The petition alleges that on 12/29/22 at 6:37 p.m., a bartender served a minor with a beer without checking ID in violation of 4.32.165 of the Village Code and in violation of Section 6-16 of the Illinois Liquor Control Act. How does AMVETS plead to these allegations?
Guilty. We were not there to see it, though.
Okay. Does AMVETS have a written policy regarding the service of alcohol?
Verbal policy.
Okay, no written policy. And the individual that served this beer Was that individual BASSET trained?
Yes,
And are all your servers BASSET trained?
yes.
Does any members of the commission have questions for these individuals? Go ahead.
Commissioner Papantos.
Were you notified that this compliance check was going to be taking place?
Yes, ma'am, and everybody read the letter, so they were all knowledgeable about it.
Okay. And did the server indicate how this happened?
Well, she is brand new with us, only been there a couple of months, total of maybe 30 hours of actual work time. And it was right when we were busier than all get out. And she either misunderstood what was going on or didn't pay attention to what was going on, but she admitted fault. And I don't know how to justify it, because she was knowledgeable.
Will she be retrained on BASSET?
If we retain her, she will be.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. Any other questions? There are no other questions, Mr. Ferrolo?
Okay, if you'd wait a few minutes, we're going to deliberate in executive session. We'll be out to announce the penalty.
Okay, thank you.
6D, hearing in the matter of Elsa Restaurant Group Wheeling LLC doing business as Elsa's at 735 North Milwaukee Avenue, docket number 23-03.
Mr. Ferrolo?
Yes, is there a representative from Elsa's here this evening? Please step to the mic. Please state your name and your position with the company.
Yash Mori, co-owner,
Can you spell your last name?
M-O-R-I.
Thank you.
And Ms. Court Reporter, will you swear in Mr. Maury?
Would you raise your right hand, please? You do solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give at this cause in our hearing be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
So help me God.
Yes.
Mr. Maury, have you reviewed the petition that's the subject of this complaint?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you understand that it's alleged that on 12/29/22 at 5:25 p.m., one of your employees served a minor a beer in violation of the Wheeling Liquor Code and in violation of the State Liquor Control Act.
Yes, sir.
How does Elsa's plead to this allegation?
Guilty.
Okay. Does Elsa's have a written policy regarding the service of liquor?
Yes, sir.
All right, and the server involved, was the server BASSET trained?
Yes.
All right. Were any changes made to either your policy or any aspect of your operations as a result of this
Yes,
issue?
So we have asked all our employees to take the BASSET training again so that they know what's going on. The server which served liquor, we had to fire her, unfortunately, because not only she served the liquor, but she failed to inform the management about it. And I was, management heard about after the letter which came from Wheeling, basically.
All right. Any other questions from the commissioners?
Thank you. This isn't the first occurrence.
Yes, ma'am. This is our second occurrence. We have always been constantly reminding our bartenders basically to check the IDs, not only for liquor, but also for the gaming. Since our main mode of operation is like slots rather than liquor or alcohol. But firm steps have been taken so that such situations are like completely avoided in the future.
I mean, we don't handle the gaming side of it, but it seems to me that if somebody let a minor buy liquor, they would let a minor gamble also.
No, ma'am. So every month we try to reimburse, the rules and regulations and the policies for all our stores. It's the same thing, but we try to act upon like, hey, you need to check the IDs regardless if they look below 30, check the IDs. And in this instance, she did check the ID for the minor which was served, but apparently she calculated the years wrong, and that's why the event happened.
Okay, you do know that in the state of Illinois, under 21 license is vertical and over 21 is so, you don't even have to calculate. It
Yes.
makes it pretty easy.
That's what was as a management, as co-owners, we didn't like it. Like, it was pretty easy to see that even if the ID was a very valid ID presented by the underage, still she managed to ignore that or, I don't know, mess that up. That's the reason we had to fire her.
And are you going to change any of your policies based on this?
Yes, so every year, instead of 3 years, we are going to ask to take the Bassett certificate training for every year rather than waiting 3 years, because sometimes they tend to forget some things for a 3-year.
And you mentioned other stores. How many other locations do you have?
We have one in Hoffman Estates, we have one in Streamwood, we have one in Bensonville, we have one in Round Lake Beach. In total, we have around 25 plus stores.
And you all follow the same policies?
Yes, we have the same policies, written on the door, written over there, basically what to see in a valid ID, even if it's not, if it's a horizontal one, how to basically take out a fake ID from the real one.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Papantos. Commissioner Kruger?
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Maury, when did your business open in Wheeling?
October 2020, ma'am.
October of 2020, so
Yes.
you've had 2 annual compliance checks.
Yes.
That's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Ferrolo, hold on a minute.
Sure, nothing further. Like the others, if you wait a few minutes, the commission will announce its decision. All right, thank you.
So I would now like a motion to recess into executive session to discuss the evidence or testimony presented during the open hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Kruger, second Commissioner Rufato. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Vogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Rufato?
Yes.
Commissioner Kruger?
Yes.
Commissioner Lang?
Yes.
Commissioner Vito?
Yes.
Commissioner Papantos?
Yes.
Chairperson Horker?
Yes, recess. We'll be back as soon as we're done. Okay, everybody's present and accounted for. I need a motion to reconvene into open session.
So moved?
Commissioner Kruger, second.
Second.
Oh, Commissioner Rufato. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Papantos?
Yes?
Commissioner Vito?
Yes.
Commissioner Lang?
Yes.
Commissioner Kruger?
Yes.
Commissioner Rufato?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogel?
Yes.
Chairperson Horker?
Yes, Mr. Attorney Ferrolo, would you please give us the findings for Cooper's Hawk?
Certainly. In re the matter of the license of Cooper's Hawk Wheeling LLC, based on the plea of guilty during the open session, I'd like to call for a motion to approve the following penalty and requirements. First, the licensee shall pay a fine in the amount of $500 to the village clerk on or before March 20th, 2023 at 4:30 p.m. Second, the licensee shall pay administrative costs in the amount of $113.33 to the village clerk on or before March 20th, 2023. Third, the licensee shall supply to the village clerk a list of names of the owners, managers, and servers currently employed by the licensee and provide certificates of completion of BASA training for those individuals no later than March 20th, 2023. And finally, the licensee shall supply to the village clerk the business's written policy for the sale and service of alcoholic beverages, again, no later than March 20th, 2023.
So moved?
Motion, Commissioner Papantos. Second, please. Second. Commissioner Lang, roll call.
Commissioner Lang?
Yes.
Commissioner Kruger?
Yes.
Commissioner Rufato?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogel?
No.
Commissioner Papantos?
Yes?
Commissioner Vito?
No.
Chairperson Horker?
Yes. Mr. Ferrolo, this Carpentry, Post 66.
Yes, in re the matter of the license of Phillip, Carpenter, Post 66, AMVET Building Corporation, based on the plea of guilty in the open session, can I have a motion to improve the following penalties and compliance requirements? Similarly, the licensee shall pay a fine of $500 no later than March 20th, 2023. The licensee shall pay administrative costs in the amount of $113.33 on or before March 20th, 2023. The licensee shall apply a list of names of all of the individuals that are BASA trained with the licensee, again, no later than March 20th, 2023. And finally, the licensee shall supply to the village clerk a written policy relating to the sale and service of alcoholic beverages no later than March 20th of 2023.
Can I have that motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Rufato, second. Commissioner Kruger, roll call, please.
Commissioner Kruger?
Yes.
Commissioner Rufato?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogel?
No.
Commissioner Papantos?
Yes?
Commissioner Vito?
No.
Commissioner Lang?
Yes.
Chairperson Horker?
Yes. Mr. Ferrolo.
And the last one, in re the matter of the license of Elsa Restaurant Group Wheeling LLC, based on the second violation in a 2-year time frame. Can I have a motion to impose the following penalties and compliance requirements? First, the licensee shall pay to the village clerk a fine in the amount of $1,500 no later than March 20th, 2023. Secondly, the licensee shall pay administrative costs in the amount of $113.33 no later than March 20th, 2023. Third, the licensee shall supply a list of names of all BASA-trained individuals along with the certificates relating to BASA training no later than March 20th, 2023. Fourth, the licensee shall supply to the clerk a written policy for the sale and service of alcoholic beverages no later than March 20th. And the last is the liquor and video gaming licenses of this particular licensee shall be suspended during regular business hours for the entire day of March 27th, 2023.
I have a motion as such.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Kruger, second. Commissioner Papantos, roll call, please.
Commissioner Vito?
No.
Commissioner Lang?
Yes.
Commissioner Kruger?
Yes.
Commissioner Rufato?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Papantos?
Yes?
Chairperson Horker?
Yes. That concludes our regular business. If you guys have any questions, you
Real quick, President Horker, for all the licensees, a written order will be served on you that lays out everything I read here tonight, you'll have that within the next 3 days. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ferrolo. I need a motion to adjourn the Liquor Commission hearing.
So moved. Second?
Motion, Commissioner Papantos, second, Commissioner Kruger. All in favor?
Aye.
Liquor Commission adjourned. You guys can be on your way, and we're going to get back to our regular minutes. Thank you guys for coming here under nicer circumstances next time. I would like to call to order the regular meeting of the Village of Wheeling for March 6, 2023. Clerk Brady, are you ready?
Yep.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Vogel?
Here.
Trustee Papantos?
Present.
Trustee Vito?
Here.
Trustee Lang?
Here.
Trustee Kruger?
Present.
Trustee Rufato?
Here.
President Horker?
I am here. You have before you the minutes of the regular meeting of February 6, 2023. I need a motion for their approval.
So moved.
Trustee Kruger, second.
Second.
Trustee Lang, still stuck on. Commissioner, roll call.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes. Any changes to the agenda?
There are no changes this evening.
Clerk Brady, proclamations, please.
No.
No proclamations. We have a
No, we have a check. What do we have to do?
Northwest Community Hospital's cancer.
Conway.
Introduce the chief. Deputy Chief Conway. What do we got?
Thank you, President Horker.
Thank you.
Over the past several months, the Wheeling Police Unity Foundation, along with the Wheeling Fire Department, conducted several fundraising efforts. The Wheeling Police sold our breast cancer awareness patch and also participated in No Shame November. The fire department sold breast cancer awareness T-shirts. In those efforts, combined efforts, we were able to raise $5,620, which will be donated to the Northwest Community Hospital Cancer Research Center. Presenting the check will be Investigator Joshua of the Wheeling Police Department and Lieutenant White of the Fire Department.
Yes, yes.
So here from Northwest Community Hospital Foundation tonight, we have Kim McGuire and Maggie McLaughlin here to accept our checks. We're very happy to have them here.
Thank you.
We just wanted to say thank you to the thank you to the Wheeling Fire Department and Police Department, and to all those who help in the fundraising of these funds. We are humbled by your efforts, and we are want to also thank you for your service to the community. These funds will support so many in our community, in our Cancer Services Department, for patient assistance for cancer patients who can't afford certain needs, like getting a ride to the hospital for their chemotherapy treatments, or helping them pay a gas bill in their home or electric bill because they're out of work right now under treatment. So these funds will directly impact the lives of many, many people in our community. So we want to thank you so much for all you do, and we really appreciate you thinking of Northwest Community Hospital. We're humbled by your work.
Many, many thanks. My dad was a police officer, and I have a family of fire officers, and so many, many thanks, and humbled by your help. And our families and our patients will be helped with this, so thank you.
Thanks.
There we go.
Thank you.
And sincerely, thank you guys for, going above and beyond in the community like this. It's a wonderful statement about our community. Clerk Brady, do we have any citizens' concerns and comments?
Not tonight.
Okay. Staff reports. Chief McGreal, you have something for us?
Yes, President Horker, in keeping with the theme of fundraising, I am very pleased to announce that after a couple-year COVID hiatus, our fundraiser for children's cancer, St. Baldrick's, is up and running. We will be having the fundraiser on March 18th from 12 noon to 5 o'clock. Come by, we have entertainment. Our very own Nick Tomesco and his band will be playing. We have refreshments. And you could come watch your favorite public safety servants get their head shaved and or their facial hair. So come by. Luca was kind enough to put the slide up there for you. So if you want to donate or participate, you can see our team site is up on the website. It's also on the village's website. And I'm going to need the board's help today because I'm going to try to get Director Kopp to shave his beard. But I got a feeling he's had it since grammar school, so it's not coming.
It's one thing to shave your head.
How much of a donation would it take, Dan?
Yeah, well, I'm follically challenged, so I don't have a chance, a dog in the game. So please come by and support.
Yes.
Thank you.
I saw Holly Kim, the treasurer for Lake County, shaved her head a couple years ago.
And rumor has it someone else at the table shaved her head too.
I sure did. That's why it's all gray now.
Sure, that's what did it.
I sure did. It was probably the most cathartic thing I ever did, and nobody thought I would, and it was so cool to be a part of all the firefighters, and I know people were yelling things like, a number 1, you know, like, because women are allowed to use a number 3, and I went for the number 3, but my own hairdresser said, no, baby, we're going all the way down. And so we did. It's great. I think I collected like $3,500, just myself, and it was a pretty profitable day for kids' cancer research. So, Dan, you got to do it, man. It grows back. I imagine with you, it'll be back by the following Friday.
So tune in next. Well, actually, the next meeting it'll be too late. Somebody should go and see if he does it. Yeah.
Chief McGreal, do you need volunteers to help at the event at all?
All help is surely appreciated. So if you come on by, we have plenty of things to do. T-shirts you can buy at the site. So yes, please come by.
Great.
Where is that and when is that?
Dirty Nellies.
March 18th, Dirty Nellies in Palatine, noon till 5 o'clock.
Okay, thank you, sir. Clerk Brady, are you ready?
Oh, yeah, after I looked at it.
Consent agenda, please.
Consent agenda. All items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the village board and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless the board member or citizen so request, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered after all other agenda items. 11A, resolution ratifying the village manager waiver of the fidelity bond requirements for AMVETS Post 66 to conduct a raffle beginning February 15th, 2023, and monthly therefore until December 10th of 2023. 11B, ordinance prohibiting the use of groundwater as a portable water supply by the installation or use of portable water supply wells or by any other method within a certain area in the village of Wheeling. 11C, resolution authorizing acceptance of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Illinois Department of Transportation, Sustained Traffic Enforcement Program, STEP, grant through federal fiscal year 2023. 11D, resolution approving a contract with RJN Group for sanitary sewer evaluation services, SSES, in the amount of $39,640 for fiscal year 2023. 11E, resolution accepting a publicly bid contract with Hare Construction, Inc. for the 2023 manhole rehabilitation program in the amount of $271,823. 11F, Resolution accepting a publicly bid contract for Martam Construction, Inc. for the Milwaukee Avenue and Industrial Lane Storm Sewer Improvement Project in the amount of $122,880. 11G, approving the use of Rebuilt Illinois funds in the amount of $761,613 to match funds for the Invest in Cook application program for Phase 2 engineering of the Wheeling Road construction project. 11F, resolution approving change order number 1, increasing the contract amount for Gewaltz Hamilton Associates, Inc. from $24,000 to $30,000 for the Northgate Dundee Storm Sewer Modification Project. 11I, resolution approving contract extension with Midwest Brick Paving, Inc. for the 2023 Brick Paver Maintenance Program in the amount of $220,999.25 in fiscal year 2023. 11J, resolution approving a resolution for improvement under the Illinois Highway Code and a local public agency engineering services agreement with Chastain and Associates LLC for Lexington Drive improvements using Rebuild Illinois funds in the amount of $29,051. Project number 23.11.07. 11K, resolution approving a jointly bid contract with Schroeder and Schroeder, Inc. for the 2023 sidewalk replacement program in the amount of $99,992. 11L, approving an agreement with Loader Block and AIM for police and fire pension fund actuary valuation services in the amount of $31,040. 11M, resolution approving changes to the village's fixed asset financial policy. 11N, ordinance amending Chapter 4, Section 15 of the Rules and Regulations of the Board and Fire and Police Commission of the Village of Wheeling to add Section 1VA, governing lateral hires. 11O, ordinance amending Chapter 4.32 of the Village of Wheeling's Municipal Code, alcoholic liquor dealers, specifically Section 4.32.085, to increase the authorized number of Class N-V liquor license. Am I done? Yes.
If there are no questions or comments, I would be looking for a motion to approve the consent agenda as written.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Vogel, second. Trustee Papantos. Clerk Brady, roll call, please.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Rafato?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes. New business, Clerk Brady.
13A is a presentation District 21 Administration Building Overview.
Mr. Spondilis.
I would like to introduce Superintendent Dr. Michael Conley, who was invited here this evening to advertise the new building and, more importantly, the services that will be provided to the community. There was an open house several weeks ago, but we thought perhaps this platform might be a great opportunity for him and the district to discuss that building and just generally the state of the district. Dr. Connolly.
I have told you and your collective board privately, and I will tell you publicly, that I think what you're doing over there is wonderful, and I am so happy that you're doing it and that we don't have to be responsible for it.
Well, I appreciate that. Good evening, and thank you very much for the invitation to come and report back. It was I think it was in the spring of, or maybe fall of 2021, when we were kind of finalizing the plans for this new facility. Just over a year after groundbreaking, we were occupying the new space. January 9th was our first day official in the new Community Service Center and administrative offices. That was our Teacher Institute day upon the return from our winter break. And so we had over 200 members of our staff that were utilizing that every space up on the third floor, which is really the main area of that building, which is intended for community learning, for professional development, and for community meeting space. As was said, we had our official ribbon cutting on January 21st. Saw many of you, if not most of you, there, and it was just really a great celebration of the work that we collectively as a community did to realize this dream. And it's really already in its early stages starting to show exactly what the potential for this space is. Just even from a community meeting space perspective, we've been very pleased to have been able to host a number of organizations, including the Wheeling Police Department, who used some of the classroom space for their most recent academy exam administration. We have hosted a meeting of the Wheeling Chamber of Commerce. We have hosted a board meeting of Link Together, which is obviously a community-based prevention group that we do a lot of work with in District 21. Representative Mary Beth Canty is going to be holding an event, I believe, with the Citizens Utility Board in a few weeks, and just a myriad of other district-related activities. We held our spelling bee there. We held a community leadership breakfast in February, and so on and so forth. So really just that space alone, I was a couple of times looking at the list of activities and going, holy cow, there's a lot going on in just this one day. Obviously, one of the things that we are still in development and really excited about is the services that will be provided on that first floor. The design of the building has been such that we have dedicated spaces that we are going to be utilizing for provision of mental health services, family counseling, group counseling, individual student counseling that would maybe be happening outside of the school day. Our district has really been very lucky to have been able to form a very, very close working relationship with Omni Youth Services, who provide us additional counseling services currently in our schools as well as outside of the day. And we really look forward to being able to utilize those spaces as the months kind of roll on and that building comes more and more online. The most exciting piece, of course, is the planned school-based health center that will be on the first floor. We are currently reviewing some proposals from different healthcare service providers. We hope to be able to make a decision as to which of those providers we would like to partner with and conclude a management contract with those providers to open up that school-based health center in the next school year. I think it might be a little bit optimistic to say that it'll be ready and up and running by the start of the 23-24 school year, but I certainly hope that we'll be able to get that open and running and servicing our students and our families and in the community within that next school year. We were very, very, very lucky through the support of Congressman Schneider to receive community project funding in the omnibus bill that Congress passed and the President signed into law in December. And so that, in addition to a private family foundation grant, we have available funds to be able to build out that clinic space, to equip it, and to make it basically a turnkey operation for a healthcare provider to come in and operate that facility. So we're just extremely excited about the opportunity there and the work that we're going to be plowing ahead. Again, we've been open for about 2 months. And we're really looking forward to, as we continue into the spring, into the summer and beyond, to just really continue to grow the usage of that space, both for the district's perspective and also for the community as well. And separately from the facility, we're really excited, getting ready to enter into our next summer construction season. And just in part, we're going to be fully renovating the libraries at Field School, at London Middle School. We're going to be replacing the park at Field School, replacing, I think, 60 or 70 univents at London that are aging out. And then just a myriad of additional other projects across the district, including a replacement park at Riley and 2 other libraries, one at Frost and one at Kilmer. So we're just really excited about, oh, and I almost forgot, we will be rolling out, beginning to roll out our 21st century learning furniture design. So all first and second grade classrooms across the district will have new furniture, new classroom furniture next year, as well as our middle school language arts classrooms. And the new space really is going to be having much more versatile learning spaces, seating, different types of areas and zones that students can really grow and function and learn in. The days of individual student desks and rows are over. And so we're very pleased to be able to begin to roll out that process. So again, this is a really quick overview. We've got a lot going on as the entire community does, and we're just really excited to be a part of the work continuing on. So thanks very much for the time.
Thank you. Hold on. Trustee Kruger, then Trustee Rufato.
Dr. Conley, thank you. And thanks for coming here to give this overview. I think it's a great platform, and it's on YouTube, and it can be played over and over and over again for people so they can get used to what's going on.
Yep.
My only question in that beautiful building is, do you anticipate any evening type of services, or is this all kind of an 8 to 5 kind of operation? Or will there be programs going on at night, utilizing some of that space?
Absolutely. Yes, we definitely see, in fact, I would say that particularly those mental health therapy spaces are going to be primarily utilized after hours.
Right.
So when we're outside of the school district. As far as other events, community meetings and events on the up on the 3rd floor, yeah, we definitely have, well, we have had some meetings there in the evening, mostly in district meetings. I meet with my PTO council, and things of that nature. But we do have that building staffed. We do have our head custodian for that facility who works in the 2nd shift, and so that building is accessible, and we absolutely believe that we'll be doing a lot of evening programming and programming on the weekends as well. So we're hoping to have that building hopping as more than not.
Sounds great. Thanks for bringing this asset to Wheeling.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Trustee Kruger. Trustee Rufato, then Trustee Santos.
Thank you for coming, Dr. Conley. The building itself is just beautiful and has really improved our, the streetscape. It's just a marvelous looking building. My questions are probably not more around the building, but in general. We had the referendum a couple of years ago and wholeheartedly approved, and it's great that it happened. How are the goals in that, from that perspective? I know we talked about better security, air conditioning, full-day kindergartens. Have we hit all of those goals?
Yes. So we're coming up on the end of our referendum spend. Of course, after the referendum, you have 3 years to expend those, from the time you sell those bonds,
Right.
to expend those funds. The first summer, so the summer of 2019, was the largest bulk of that referendum work, almost $39 million, where we reconfigured and secured all 13 of our school sites with secure entrances and air conditioned all of our schools. That was the major piece of the work. As far as the full-day kindergarten piece goes, we reconstructed those kindergarten classrooms, and we're ready to go right in time for COVID. And so, as we implemented our full-day kindergarten program, ended up kind of still being a little bit of a half-day program because of COVID. But yes, we have had now, we're in our second full school year of full-day kindergarten. And again, the 21st century classroom furnishings that I spoke to just a few moments ago were part of that referendum promise. And again, the COVID slowed us down on that because it was kind of hard to go ahead and replace classroom furnishing that is really meant to be much more collaborative and versatile when we had to keep kids 6 feet apart. So we kind of had to go backwards for a little bit, but we're back into our normal classroom environment. And so again, just some of the other renovations and updates and equipment and things of that nature, the libraries that we have renovated are all part of that referendum spend.
Then one of the, and I love the full-day kindergarten. I'm still surprised when I see a referendum coming up in other school districts. They're looking for it, and it's 15 months out and things like that. And our district is so progressive, and it's great that we have forward thinkers like you and your staff and the board also. One of the other things though that was mentioned and I went to some of the meetings, I went to a meeting when we were talking about the referendum, is that, and I know this is hard, and probably a preface to that is COVID really impacted the kids. And how do you feel they're doing now because of COVID? Are they on that upward track again? Because it was devastating. It's devastating for everyone.
It absolutely was. I think that, yes, what we are seeing is that in our assessment data, that our students are growing. They are bouncing back. Obviously, it is different depending on the age level of the student. I will tell you that our youngest students, our kindergartners, our first graders, our second graders, they have had some challenges. And again, they're, because of COVID, they lost out on a lot of socializing opportunities. And many of them who may have been in preschool programs were not in preschool programs. And so when you've got a little person that is now in a classroom of 23, 24 students and realizes, wait, you're not paying attention to me the minute I say something, they can have a little bit of a rough time with that. What I will say, however, is that as we continue to work and support those students, they are learning how to do school, and they are improving, and their social kind of development is certainly coming back. It is still a challenge. I will also say that and this is not just in our district, but it is across the board, that we absolutely have seen, from a behavioral perspective, some worsening of student behavior. I will not attest that all to COVID. I think, quite frankly, that many of our students are impacted by some of the incivility and some of the adult behaviors that they may be seeing in the world. I don't know that there's much of a claim to be made that we're a kinder, gentler society coming out of COVID than we were going into COVID. And that impacts our kids. So we are working, again, to support our students social emotionally. Obviously, the mental health issue among students is a major issue, which is why we are putting so many resources and such focus on supporting our students in that way. So, it's going to be a process. This is a once in 100-year thing, but the kids are going to be okay.
And lastly, I'm sure, suffice to say that with the additional security and you have the air conditioning, you don't have any more open windows, there's probably a better safe feeling, and it probably, I remember when going to one of the presentations, say it just will help in learning when, you don't have to worry about heat and, heat in the summer and cold in the winter, that you have a constant temperature and you have kids that are in a secured environment.
Yes. Yes, I mean, and I'll tell you, the first year that air conditioning was in place, just anecdotally speaking to teachers, what was it like last September? What was it like this September? And it was night and day in terms of just the productivity that everybody felt, the effect, you know, they weren't as cranky at each other because they weren't dying in 90-degree classrooms. And again, the security framework is something that I think, number one, is just one piece of a larger framework that we work. I mean, we do on an annual basis, and you know, the police and fire and all of the emergency responders in the districts or in the villages that we serve are great partners in making sure that we're continually looking at our security protocols that are and practicing. We needed to evacuate Tarkington School last Friday because there was a minor gas leak at the intake valve. You know, it's just one of those things where it just kind of happened, and Night Corps, you know, rushed out, but we needed to relocate our students for a brief period of time to their emergency backup site, which was the Our Savior Lutheran Church. You would not have known that anything was going on. By the time I got over to the site, the kids were walking into that building. They were quiet. They were calm. The staff, I mean, it couldn't have gone better. And so it's the practice that we were able to do and the instruction that we provide in how to handle emergency situations that really, I think, contributes to that safe environment. You know, the other thing, too, is, again, we now have 3-point entrances. You're not going to get into that building without having gone through 3 different checkpoints. We now have cameras, you know, both perimeter cameras outside as well as internal to the building that in 2018 we did not have. So we absolutely, from our security footprint, have come a long way. And I think it does contribute to a safe learning environment.
Well, thank you, and thank you for the great job you're doing. And
thank you very much. We appreciate the support, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Trustee Rufato. Trustee Papentos?
Thank you. Congratulations on the new building. It is indeed beautiful.
Thank you.
So you expect the community services to start maybe within a year?
The school-based health center, I expect to be open hopefully within the next year. Many of the other community services, particularly the mental health services, are already happening. It's just that many of them are happening in different locations. So they haven't necessarily kind of moved into those specific spaces. And those are going to ebb and flow, right, depending on the need. Sometimes it is actually better and more convenient to have some of those services directly in the schools. But when we start to get into issues of like family counseling and things of that nature, that makes sense as a space to be able to utilize. So yeah, so I definitely think that within the next year that we will see that kind of momentum building and more usage of the actual community services part of the building. As it relates to the community meeting spaces and community learning, again, I think those are things that are already in play, starting to go into practice, and I only expect those to continue to grow.
As Trustee Rufato said, it's good to know that our district that all of us pay our taxes into is so innovative. I think District 25 in Arlington is just trying to go to referendum for all day.
They just passed a referendum for all day. District 23 is going up in April. Yeah.
And it is interesting that we're there. Are we also innovative in this community building, this community center to have? It's not something I've ever heard of until
very much
now.
So. This is a model that I have not encountered personally, and in conversation with colleagues across the state. It is definitely a different type of focal point. And one that we are sharing. In next week, we're actually hosting the North Cook Illinois Association of School Board Division dinner, spring dinner, over at London, and we're presenting on really the schools as being a cornerstone of the community, and kind of that thinking and that model that led us to pursue a building of this type. Particularly with the school-based health center, I will say that more typically school-based health centers are based in high schools. So this really is a kind of first step that I'm again, aware of, and we did some research across the state of a elementary district that is moving into that space. But yeah, the most recent Glenbrook High School District just opened up a school-based health center at winter break, I think. So that's kind of a pioneer space as well for us.
And the furniture really sounds interesting, being a child of the 60s and Catholic schools. I'm used to those rows of desks, so thank you. It's great to hear.
And again, expect many invitations for ribbon cuttings as we get into the new school year. If you haven't had the opportunity to see any of our renovated libraries that we did last summer, Twain being one of them, they're just fantastic looking spaces, and it really gives you a flavor for what our classroom furnishings are going to look like. But in any event, we're really looking forward to being able to showcase those spaces come the fall. So look out for those invitations.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, Dr. Conley.
Thank you. Again, appreciate the time.
Congratulations on the building.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
13B, ordinance granting special use approval to permit the operation of a gaming establishment at 30 West Dundee Road, Sip and Slot Cafe, docket number 2022-45.
Mr. Clicker.
Yes, as Clerk Brady said, this is for Sip and Slots at 30 West Dundee. As you may recall, this was a location that was previously approved as a Kelly's. That operation never came to fruition. The new owners have stepped in. They have gone through the special use process, and at the December 21st, 2022 Plan Commission meeting, they received a unanimous approval with one condition, that an outdoor smoking area with a receptacle shall be designated prior to the issuance of a wheeling business license.
Questions or comments from the board? If there are none, I need a motion to approve.
So moved with condition.
Trustee Kruger, second. Trustee Papantos, roll call, please.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
No.
Trustee Vogel?
No.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Chairperson Horker?
Yes. Congratulations.
13C, ordinance granting a variation from Title 19 zoning to permit a reduction in the minimum required building side yard setback from 6 feet to 3 feet at 179 George Road, docket number 2023-04.
Mr. Clicker, what do we got?
As Clerk Brady said, this is for a side yard variation for a garage. In 2022, the petitioner constructed a 283 square foot addition to an existing detached garage. Had begun the work without a permit, and as such was issued a citation for not obtaining a building permit prior to the construction of the addition. The existing detached garage is located 3 feet from the south side yard property line, which does not comply with the current R3A district requirements of a 6-foot minimum side yard. But based on available information, the existing detached garage was likely constructed prior to the current zoning setback requirements of 6 feet. And therefore the existing detached garage is considered legal nonconforming. Since the addition was constructed following the same setback as the existing garage, it constitutes an expansion of a legal nonconforming structure, and as such would require a variation to be done. This did go in front of the Plan Commission on February 22nd. There was a split vote on this with 3 in the affirmative, 4 in the negative. So this is coming forward to you with a negative recommendation. However, I would like to note that the ordinance is always presented in the positive, so you do have an ordinance in the affirmative. There was a condition placed on this that should it be approved, that within 30 days of the granting of the variance by the Village of Wheeling, the petitioner shall submit an application for building permit to the Department of Community Development for the addition of the garage. Upon demonstration of compliance with all village regulations, the building permit shall be issued upon payment by the petitioner, in which the building permit fee shall be doubled pursuant to the schedule of village fees and charges.
Thank you, Mr. Clicker. Questions or comments from Trustee Lang, then Trustee Kruger?
Mr. Clicker,
Yes, sir.
would we have approved this on the Plan Commission if it was properly presented?
Properly presented meaning, if it came in before the addition, before the construct, I can't answer that. I can't answer how the commissioners would have voted.
Based on, okay, I've been on the Plan Commission years ago, and most likely we would approve something like this if it fit the proper sightline of the building. The building existed at 3 feet, and an addition at 3 feet would most likely be approved.
Most likely, it would depend on the conditions, the opinion of the adjacent neighbor. If they had an objection or a concern as well, that would have weighed heavily into their decision. But I do agree that if this was asking for permission rather than forgiveness, I believe that it most likely would have received.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Lang. Trustee Kruger?
Thank you, Mr. President. Director Clicker, can I ask how much the permit fee is?
That would to be determined based on the cost of construction, and that it would most likely be in the $400 to $500 range, which then would be doubled.
You mentioned that the neighbors, did the neighbors have anything to say about this building? Is the petitioner here? Would you mind?
Please introduce yourself, sir.
How are you? My name is Juan Acosta. I've been living there for 2 years.
Juan, can you step up to the mic, please? Yeah. Thank you. Mr. Acosta, did you talk to any of your neighbors, or have they expressed any kind of...
My neighbor to the one to the side of where the garage is, I spoke to him, and it doesn't bother him at all.
Are you fenced?
And his size is channel metals fence.
And can I be clear, there are some smaller sheds on the property?
Yeah.
Are you keeping those?
Yeah, if there's no issue to it, because when I did apply for the permit, you said that I have to remove it, and now they told me that I don't have to, because that was a new law, and they know you can have it.
It's less than 100 square feet or something.
Yeah, they're pretty small. They're like 6 by 6.
Right.
And they were there when I bought it, so it's not that I put it in. But if I have to remove it, I remove it.
Yeah, the drawing that was presented at the Plan Commission meeting showed that those would both be removed.
Okay.
So that's all I have for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Kruger. Trustee Vogel, then Trustee Papantos.
Ross, when we would go ahead and retroactively, if we would give them the permit, what type of inspection takes place?
It will be as full of inspections as we can. Obviously, the concrete has already been done, but the framing is still available to be looked at. So we would definitely do a full framing. We would basically have the homeowner sign an affidavit as to how the concrete was done, so that he is accepting liability or acceptance if something were to go wrong in the future with it. But beyond that, we can do full framing if there's electric work. If there's anything else, we can do all those inspections.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Vogel. Trustee Papantos?
Yes, what's the size of the legal non-conforming structure, the garage before the addition?
It's a 22 by 22, basically.
And what's the size of the addition?
13 by 22.
So what was the purpose of making it larger?
I run a little business, and I have a lot of equipment that I don't want to get wet, so that's the purpose.
So you run a business?
Yeah.
So out of your home?
Yes.
Okay, because we do have ordinance against home-based business, so that has to be looked into.
Yeah.
I mean, that is important, and, I mean, did you not know that permits would be required for building?
No. The only thing is, like, I put a pressure washer and a discharge pump, little things like that.
That'll be something community development will have to talk to you about. We don't make those decisions, but, I mean, you suddenly decided to expand your garage and not knowing that a permit is necessary. It's kind of like, why do we bother permitting if we're just going to say, okay. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Papantos. Why didn't you just go to the north? You wouldn't have gone, I mean, given the space you have, there appears to be yard space.
Even to I moved to the east of the garage, I still have like at least 15 feet more to my line. So I still have a lot of room to
No,
behind the garage.
you built on the south side of your garage, and that put you even closer to the lot line than you were before. But if you had built onto if you'd come in for a permit, you probably would have been told that you could build onto the other side of the garage. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And then the whole thing would have been okay.
Well, and that side where you're talking, I have like four trees. I didn't want to cut those trees. And that side, I don't have nothing, and it was like a waste of space. So I kind of went in behind to the existing garage. That's why I kind of built it in that area.
Are there any other questions? Left and right? Mr. Clicker, please repeat, this motion, the recommended motion is written in the affirmative.
Correct.
So if someone moves to approve, and we wish to approve this, they would vote?
In the affirmative?
Yes.
Yes.
If someone moves to approve and they don't want to approve this, they need to vote no.
Correct.
Just so everybody's clear on the game. Be looking for a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Was it Ray?
Yeah.
Motion trustee Lang, second trustee Vogel. Roll call, please.
Trustee Krueger?
No.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
No.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
No.
Trustee President Horker?
Demote me. No. That's a no. Sorry, sir. Where'd he go? Motion is denied.
Okay, 13D, ordinance granting special use approval to permit the operation of a massage establishment at 77 South Milwaukee Avenue, Lee's Massage, docket number 2023-05.
Mr. Clicker.
So what you have before you is a request to open a new massage establishment where Shang Wei was, which was 77 South Milwaukee. So it's a new business in an existing location. At the February 22nd Plan Commission, this was unanimously recommended with approval with the condition that the petitioner shall submit a complete application for business license to the Community Development Department upon demonstrating the petitioner and the business operation complies with all requirements of Chapter 4.74 of the Wheeling Municipal Code. A business license shall be obtained prior to the operation of the massage establishment at the subject location. That's it.
Good evening.
Hi.
Hi. Caroline Kaplan, attorney on behalf of my client, Mr. Shang. I have attorney Doug Cipriano with me here this evening as well, who also attended the Planning Commission meeting we got to do, which is wonderful because Doug is stuck in the way south suburbs and things, so he's had an opportunity to explore the 21 corridor with me. We appreciate, this has been a very...
This is a two-attorney job?
Well, yes, actually. He does all the work and I take all the credit
really?
for it, so. We work on a variety of things. He's very helpful. And I originally had been up here for 16 years at Vernon Hills. So I don't know if you had an opportunity to take a look at the letter that we drafted with this. This is a new business, however, he has the foot spa, which I became familiar with very much in my family in Vernon Hills. And as the village attorney knows, that's right by the Dairy Queen off of Town Line Road. In addition to that, he has one that was opened up then in Highland Park. I missed on my letter that he has one in Lake Zurich because I keep on forgetting about the one here. This would be hopefully with approval, the fourth one. We've also reviewed with him all of the rules and requirements, which are actually very similar to the other municipalities for massage as well, and then the signage and the business license as well. And we were very happy to receive a 7-0 vote of approval from your Planning Commission after answering any of the questions. Does anybody have any other specific questions for me or anything else that I can explain? I have personally walked through the property as well too to see what they would be doing.
Doesn't seem like anybody wants to ask any questions.
No, nobody wants to grill me or, you know.
You did drive all this way.
By the way, the planning commission hearing, and I realized it, was the first live hearing I've done in 3 years because of COVID.
How are you doing? Feel okay?
What?
Feel okay? How you doing? With the live?
No, you know what, no, actually, I will give you an answer. I'm very pleased to hear about all the mental health and the thing going on with the school. I think it's very important. But I will tell you, because you're public officials, that I got a text, first time in my 35 years of being a lawyer, from my brother a few weeks ago, who lives in Okemos, Michigan, because this school was swatted, but they didn't know it at the time, it was on a lockdown. So I can only forcefully tell you that when you're spending an hour and a half figuring out if whether or not the kid is in high school and the one in middle school is safe, because the substitute teacher took the middle kids their phones away, that there's two things that's important with your securing building. You're trying to make them safer. There's no such thing as a safe school, and or a safe synagogue, as I've grown up to learn. So what the police chief did in that case, they had 14 ambulances at the ready out there, which the news was showing, but they got in within 3.5 minutes. And like he was surrounded by his deputies that all had kids in that school as well too. And the second thing that they learned, and my brother is on a committee now working for that as well, is that the kids having their phones, you don't want them playing with them during school, but you certainly, that's how they gather feedback and information when there's a lockdown that's actually happening. And the third point I would make to you in terms of how we're all doing is that my brother calmed the kids down and told them it happens very, rarely and whatever, but Okemos is East Lansing and that's Michigan State. And so the week later, they had the slaughter there. So, and I'm sorry, but I feel that that's important enough for us all to reflect upon. But it's been a very interesting evening with your community and everything that's happening. So,
Thank you, ma'am.
but it's fun to do a live hearing. So, and I hope that everyone could hopefully come and enjoy the foot massage as part of our stress reduction during the reopening now with COVID, and as well there too. And we're actually even started talking to Cooper's Hawk about exchanging coupons and promotions for dinner and then a couples massage. So there's some cross synergy there as well too.
Okay. So again, any other questions? Got none? Got none? Need a motion to approve.
So moved with condition.
Trustee Kruger, second.
Second.
Trustee Papantos. Roll call, please.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes. Welcome to Wheeling.
Thank you very much. And make sure everybody please comes to the business as well too. So.
When do you plan to open?
This is, the big push is on. We hope to have the business license because Connie is so wonderful. That's been done. The signage is keeping the same, so that should be done. And then as soon as the health license is approved, and they're ready for it. So this actually got pushed over a few weeks more because I had been sick over Christmas. So
Thank you.
hopefully soon. Thank you, and it's been a pleasure to be up here. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
13E, resolution awarding a Wheeling Restaurant and Retail Build-Out Assistance Grant to Cooper Hawk Winery and Restaurants at 583 North Milwaukee Avenue.
Mr. Clicker, what do we got?
Yes, before you have a request from Cooper's Hawk. They are doing a remodel of their facility and an addition of a new walk-in cooler. The total project is in excess of $4.8 million, and they have requested a grant, restaurant reimbursement grant of $100,000. Like I said, it does include a whole new exterior, kitchen addition, and remodeling throughout the entire facility. On the screen are the current and the proposed elevations as to how this facility will look.
Thank you, Mr. Clicker. Questions?
Well, just one. Sorry. How long will it take you to get the work done, and will you be open during construction?
We will be open during construction, and we'll phase it and make sure that everything's kept clean throughout the process. We're still working.
Can you walk up to the mic, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're still working on scheduling right now, so I don't know when the construction will start, as we work through the budgets and everything for the project. But we did get our permits. We did just get our permits about a week ago. So we're excited about that. So that's a good start. Health department's approved. Building permits are approved. So we're excited, you know. But so in the next few months is the goal. So
Great, because the building's always been there, and it probably needs a refresh, but...
It does. The goal is to make it feel like the new, like our new, you know, bring it up to our current standards and make people feel like, enjoy like the newer covered patio and things like that. So we're doing all new landscaping, which is going to look awesome. It's going to look amazing. So we're excited about it.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Left and right? Nobody? Need a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion, trustee Vogel, second trustee Papantos. Roll call, please.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes. Good luck.
Thank you.
13F, ordinance amending Title IV, Chapter 4.08, Section 4.08.070, entitled Termination of License to amend the annual business license term to extend from January 1st through December 31st.
Mr. Svandelis, license to terminate the license.
I'm going to back into the subject topic by introducing something that the board is well aware of, that the Village of Wheeling is about to go live with a new enterprise resource planning ERP platform. And part of that reboot, not only was it probably the most significant internal project the village has gone through, at least in the last several decades, and we will see benefits internally. There are a number of external benefits that the public will realize, and that is the lead-in to the ordinance that is before you. So some of the things that the ERP is going to do and why we are asking to change the business license schedule is that once we do go live, the ERP will allow for a new customer portal that residents and businesses will be able to apply for permits through. In addition, it will be a whole new category of payment options for residents and businesses to pay for permits and licenses, to pay for water bills through ACH, through text, or make credit card, Apple Pay, and Google Pay payments. We're trying to modernize the system from the inside out. So while this is mostly the backbone of how we do business internally, there are absolutely tangible benefits for the public. And part of that rebuilding of our structure in order to work through this new ERP is looking at the way our business license schedule functions. Currently, we run May 1st through April 30th, which is a holdover from when the village's fiscal year was May 1st through April 30th. And we believe that aligning the business license schedule with the calendar and fiscal year makes sense really for all involved. And if we were ever going to make that change, now is the time to do it as we are rebuilding that platform internally. So what this ordinance does, it's very simple actually. It changes the dates for when our business license schedule functions. So it will now be, should you agree, it will be January 1st through December 31st. In order to do that, we of course need to deal with the licenses that otherwise would expire on April 30th of this year. And what we would do, we have drafted already a letter that will be sent to all active license holders. We will send that out immediately, letting them know that the schedule is changing, and we will be providing the active business license holders with a sticker that simply extends their current license through December 31st of this year. There will be no charge for that. They will just get the sticker, apply it to their existing license, end of story for the current year. In November of this year, we will send out the same letter that we always have 2 months prior to the license expiring, letting them know that they will need to apply for their new license before December 31st, when this one will expire. So again, this is just a simple realignment of our schedule to match something that's more logical, not just for the Village of Wheeling, but we think for everyone involved. Typically, this would have gone just on consent because it's a simple change, but we wanted to use this platform to introduce the idea, of course discuss it, but also introduce the idea to the public ahead of sending out those letters, should you agree. And again, should you agree, this is the first step. On March 20th, we will bring you the same ordinance as it deals with liquor and gaming licenses, so that all of our external processes will align with the calendar year and the village's fiscal year. I'm happy to answer any questions.
So no fees in April?
Correct.
The fees will be due?
Correct. We will automatically mail.
Free.
We will mail a sticker to all active. We just thought that the sticker was the easiest way to deal with this. We will mail that out to all active business license holders.
Thank you.
And the cost of the gap is on us.
Correct. There is no cost to any license holder. Correct.
Do we know what effect that has on our budget?
It has no effect on our budget because the current license holders have paid for a license that extends into this fiscal year.
Right.
And we're just pushing back when the village would receive that money. Typically, we would receive it in April. We're now just going to receive it in November. So at the end of the year, there's no net loss to the Village of Wheeling, as long as we do it this year.
We'll never catch up with the 8 months, though, will we?
At the end of the year, though, let's just say $100 was due to the Village of Wheeling in April. The Village of Wheeling will receive that money in November. Either way, at the end of the year, the Village of Wheeling received $100 from that business holder.
But what I'm saying, that 8-month gap, we'll never catch up on that because that $100 is now for the next 12 months, January 1st through December 31st of '24.
Correct.
So we lost the 8 months.
But we only receive one payment a year, and we're still going to receive one payment a year.
But again, we lost 8 months permanently.
That we don't get paid monthly.
It doesn't matter if we paid monthly, we lost 8 months.
When the village
No, we
finally
don't.
closes, we will be short that 8 months.
Right.
I mean, I think.
And what I'm thinking more is the liquor licenses. I mean, if we're going to do the same with the liquor licenses, we're losing 8 months' worth of liquor license fees. That could be substantial.
I'm thinking different.
Same. What are those fees?
Yeah, Director Kaplan, would you like to weigh in?
Yeah. Trustee Vogel's correct. From an accrual accounting basis, we will lose those.
Accrual or cash, it doesn't matter.
Right.
We're not getting
But
the cash.
we do accrual accounting for revenue, so there'll be a loss of 8 months of revenue.
But at the end of the year, it's the same amount of money paid to the village.
It can't be, John. We can argue this all night. It's not. If I pay April or May 1st for a year, and the following May 1st, I don't pay from May 1st to December 31st, but I pay January 1st for the next 12 months.
But you just moved into another calendar year. You can't pay January 1st of the next year. You have to pay in this calendar / fiscal year.
The calendar year is fine, but overall, we are short 8 months' worth of revenue. And we're going to be short 8 months' worth of liquor license revenue, which is a lot more substantial, I think, is it not? I mean, put the dollars out there. If you're getting $100 and look at a 2 or 3 year time frame, you're missing 8 months worth of that $100. If everybody drops their liquor licenses on December 31st of 2024, we lost 8 months worth of revenue.
If they drop them.
But if they don't, we're never going to, what I'm saying was we're never going to catch that up. Because sooner or later, these liquor licenses are going to expire permanently for businesses, and that 8 months is never made up.
But at the same point, when one expires, we typically pick up a new one. We did
Still,
tonight.
it's 8 months we lost, is all I'm saying. Correct, Michael?
Yes, we will. The way we accrue for business licenses and liquor licenses is that we book 4 months of revenue to one fiscal year and 8 months to the other. So there will be a loss of 8 months worth of revenue.
So it's something to consider. Again, I don't know what the dollar amount is, but it's definitely there.
Trustee Rufato, you had a question?
No, I was agreeing with trustee Vogel. You know, and I would like to know what those numbers are, that the impact to our business licenses and our liquor licenses.
Trustee Kruger, you had a question?
I do. Manager Spendelis, when does the ERP, when does that go live?
Within the next probably 2 months. The more crucial date, though, is if the board doesn't want to change the date of the renewal, we need to mail the letters out, letting the businesses know it is status quo, that they need to submit their application and payments prior to April 30th.
And the licensing fees that we charge are to offset the costs of our people supporting those
Yes.
licenses,
That's correct.
right? So what are we losing? I mean, like, do those license fees go into a bucket that we need to pay bills the following month?
No. Business licensing, Director Kaplan, would you agree, is nominal as a revenue source?
Yes, I have no concerns about the revenue loss in terms of our overall budget.
As far as liquor and gaming, that's not on for tonight, and I can certainly provide that when it is. But as far as business licensing, it is a extremely low number.
Business licenses is about $100,000 a year, maybe a little less, 95 or so.
And we're not going to hurt to wait 8 months. Fair enough.
No.
Thank you.
Trustee Rufato wanted to know well, actually, did that just answer your question?
Yeah, and then is our new ERP system flexible enough to give them an eight-month invoice? You know, we've got this new ERP that we can do a one-time invoice, say, for 8 months, and boom.
We can do that.
Yes, I don't think that would be a problem at all.
Yeah, this is, as we were just discussing, this is a philosophical question.
Right.
I still struggle with the end of the year balance issue, but certainly this is a philosophical question for the board.
So a policy question.
So a policy question.
Well, let me ask you, John, a personal question. If we decide not to pay you from May 1st to December 31st, did you lose anything? It's the same thing.
Trustee Vogel, I defer to the knowledge and wisdom of this board. I have no desire to argue.
And again, I'm not trying to be obnoxious, but it is. It's a reality, so. So if we can do it in bill 8 months, I have no problem with going ahead with this.
We can probably poll at this point then, as opposed to just killing this. Or maybe not.
No, it would be, if the board would consider, it would be very helpful to staff and ultimately the business community to have an answer this evening.
Okay. So I'm going to do a few different polls here. Does the board see value in getting our schedule, no matter how we do it financially? Do you see value, should we get back to a January to December license year? Trustee Rufato?
Without a doubt, yes.
Sorry?
January, yes. Calendar year, yes.
Kruger?
Absolutely.
Lang?
Yes.
Vito? Yes. Papantos?
Yes.
Vogel?
Yes.
I agree also. Okay. So to get there, do we do the program outlined, skip the 8 months, or do we bill for the 8 months? Trustee Vogel?
8 months billing.
Bill for the 8 months. Right?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos.
As outlined.
Trustee Vito.
Bill for the 8 months.
Trustee Lang.
8 months.
Trustee Kruger.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
What are we going to bill them for in January?
A full 12 months.
So they're going to pay 8 months for the rest of this year, and then they're going to pay a full year in January? Aren't we taking?
In December. Remember, the license starts January 1st. In order to have an active license January 1st, they will have to pay in December. So ultimately, 2 checks will be written to the Village of Wheeling during calendar year 2023. One now, prior to May 1st, for a prorated 8-month license, and again in December for a full 12 months of what will then be calendar, fiscal, and license year 24.
That, my understanding is that's kind of why the whole year's math is the same as skipping the 8 months. But Trustee Kruger, we were with you.
As outlined.
Trustee Rufato.
8 months.
I was good with the outline, but the majority seems to be billing the 8 months.
So make it happen.
You want to,
So we need an amended.
with this item, since we're coming back on the 20th with liquor and gaming, I would suggest we table this, so bring all 3 back with this change, because it's going to be hard to articulate a motion to change the ordinance this significantly.
Okay.
So I would suggest a motion to table. Again, we will bring back this ordinance with the 2 others.
Table to a date specific?
Just motion to table, we'll bring it back, or you can motion to defer it to a date specific if you like.
I would like a motion to defer that. Wait.
I have a very
John's
important
got
question.
something.
Tell me.
Operationally, are we able to move, we can't lose 2 weeks. Like, we need to notify these businesses of what's happening. Is tonight's direction enough for us to send that letter?
Yes.
The letter asking for 8 months pay. License fee.
Excellent. Thank you.
I need a motion to defer this till the
March
20th meeting.
So moved.
Motion Trustee Lang, second Trustee Rufato. Roll call, please.
Okay. Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yep.
President Horker?
Yes, that's why I get the big money. I can keep that moving. What are we at, Clerk Brady?
Official communications.
Official communications.
I do have something.
You have one.
Yes, I do.
Please.
In-person and paper voter registration ends tomorrow, March 7th. However, you can register online through March 19, 2023. Go to www.cookcountyclerk.il.gov for more information. Applications to receive a ballot by mail is still available. Go to www.cookcountyclerkil.gov to obtain the application. To receive your mail ballot, you must complete, sign, and submit the application to Cook County Elections by March 30th, 2023. If you do not have access to a computer or printer, please call Deputy Clerk Karen Henneberry, 847-499-9085 for assistance.
Thank you, Clerk Brady. Clerk Papantos. Trustee Papantos.
Thank you. I just wanted to congratulate the Wheeling Police Department. I read on Facebook that some of our officers did the polar plunge for a very good cause to raise money for Special Olympics. Am I correct?
Yes, that was yesterday in Crystal Lake.
And everybody's okay? Nobody froze to death out there?
Wasn't that bad, they said, this year.
I didn't see your name on the list, Deputy Chief.
I passed it this year. I did it a few years ago.
But I think with the donation to the Northwest Cancer Prevention Society and everything else, it shows what our public service departments do, both police and fire. St. Baldrick's coming up, so congratulations. It is really a great cause. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Papantos. Trustee Vito.
I got some. I'm sure I'd be the only one to want to reconsider, but I think we should reconsider the underage drinking sting thing we do. I don't think any of the establishments that were fined tonight have an underage drinking problem. And then you look at Cooper's Hawk itself, no kids are going into Cooper's Hawk drinking. And at the beginning of the meeting, we fine them, and at the end of the meeting, we give them a $100,000 grant. It just looks silly. I don't know. I just think it's another hustle that businesses don't need to deal with. If there is underage drinking going on somewhere, I'm sure our cops will know about it and they can take care of it. Thanks.
Is there interest in pursuing this? Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
No.
Trustee Vito, you'd be a yes?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
No.
Trustee Kruger?
No.
Trustee Rufato?
No.
I'm actually a no also.
Well, thanks, Dave. I like
But thank you for
too.
bringing it up.
Sorry, Joe.
Seriously.
I'd like to talk about
We
it.
still like you, bud.
Thank you.
No, this is how it's supposed to work. You're supposed to be able to agree and respect each other, not like the higher politics. Anyway, my little shot there. That brings us to the approval of the bills for February 2nd through March 1st, 2023. I need a motion for them to be approved as presented.
So moved.
Trustee Rufato, second.
Second.
Trustee Kruger. Roll call, please.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes, we do have an executive session this evening for the purposes of pending probable and/or imminent litigation and collective negotiating matters. That being the case, I need a motion to recess into executive session and adjourn the regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Papantos, second Trustee Kruger, roll call.
Trustee Papantos? Yes. Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Rufato?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yep.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Horker?
Yes, it is 8:26. I would like to open executive session in this room in about 5 minutes.
In here?
Adjourn.
Sue, with all the changes, are you ready to go back to work, come out of retirement?